Welcome, Deviant Drivers, to another episode of A Drink with a Driver. I'm joined with Junkai in my studio.
You call it the studio. It does feel like it with all the damn lights.
It does, doesn't it?
Now I know why my whole setup sucks with audio and video and all the things. So we're attempting this live. Somewhat live like it's not being posted live, but we're recording it live. I guess most recordings are live.
Yeah, this is more live than what we normally do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, was invited over though, and because I'm in Merc's house, for tonight, my beer of choice is Coors Light.
Shit. I was so excited. I poured him one and everything.
I almost love water, is what we'll call it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sir. Charleston water.
Guy comes over and insults me. Comes over to my house, drops his family off, steals my car.
all that's true. Today, it was a busy day, man.
Then leaves.
I did leave too. Here's my wife. Here's the kid. I got shit to do. I'm out. Before we get into like why everyone is here watching us today, I want to address what's going on in the Discord this evening with all the shit talking regarding me. Looked like it started about 1:30 with a simple question from Larry asking about the rain race. Admittedly, I was driving on the road to Charleston, and I didn't see it. And then I went to work, dropped my kids off, dropped my family off. I still didn't see it. Then we went out to dinner, right? And then I did what Preston does and take my own personal 20 minutes, if you guys catch the drift, to get caught up. And lo and behold, a lot of shit talking. I love you guys. I really love you guys. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that alone. But yeah, that had me cracking up. Good job, guys. Whatever.
It was funny. It was good.
So we'll go backwards to forwards. The rain race is exactly what Larry said. The middle 4 tiles of the race will be rain specific. We will spin the wheel like we did last time. We don't know what it'll be. Whatever we end up with is what we end up with. So, it will be heavy. That's all I know.
That's what she said. So, yes. So welcome back, everybody.
It was a long break.
It was a long break. I feel like we haven't driven in like a lot longer than the month that it really was, I think.
Yeah.
And it was good to get back with everybody. It was good to race again. Kind of get those butterflies a little bit, sort of kind of like the first weekend, you know?
So for me, it started before I even got into my rig at all. It started probably about 10 o'clock when I really started to sink in. I was like, it hit pretty hard. And sitting in the seat, getting ready for the race, like, and not having my boy Preston there on comms with me. I was literally by myself. And it was just like, I got nobody to talk to. I got no one. Like, it's such a different dynamic with the comms things. Like, I don't know, but yeah, I agree with you. Butterflies were definitely there for this race.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to survive lemons. I really don't.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking the same thing.
This is virtual.
Like, this is virtual, and I was like, there's nobody to talk to.
Nope.
Like, and you're talking to your team, and you're like, I don't know what this guy's doing. I don't know what this guy's doing. And this is virtual, whereas in reality, like, our own well-being.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
risk.
said it the
in
other
a
day.
shitty car.
Yeah, no, I think we should leave the radio in.
Yeah, you mean like a CD player?
Yeah.
Like,
Is there anything against no one else can really communicate with you. Like, if you want to communicate with your team, you can.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just throw on, like, Linkin Park and Foo Fighters and
Just jamming around.
Just go nuts.
It's not a bad
Why
idea.
not?
Why not? We're not getting any, nobody's paying us anything for the radio
And
anyway.
I think my nerves would settle down a lot quicker, and I would get into like driving and do what I do on the interstate, which is probably less safe than what we're going to do at Lemons.
I could tune it to talk radio.
You would barely get 2 laps in.
It was great seeing all you guys again. Fun weekend.
Cancer.
A fun weekend. Interlagos sucks. I'm gonna say that. I hate that track. It's a hell of a track to start on too.
I like the track. It's tough. You want to get out front, and you want to try and got out front. Did not stay out front. If anybody watched the recap or the Webo stream, I kind of unfolded rather quickly from first to like 8th or 9th, or I think I'm going to end up in 10th, but whatever. Interlagos can be fun, but what was really cool was I didn't know the car well. I've had a lot of travel over the past 3 weeks, and so thankfully to my team and Bongit and everybody else who was able to test. I think I was able to test one night. Never got a full fuel run in. Nothing like that. So I didn't know the car was capable of. All I knew was 17 laps on fuel. So I wanted to say, all right, let's see what it'll actually do. And so I short shifted quite a bit. I maintained a gap between myself and Coma behind me, but it was cool to see everyone was like in line.
Yeah, it was like a conga line.
Right.
Somebody said that.
Like,
yeah.
Didn't see a lot of passing going on. I consistently looking at my rear view. I never really broke out above 2 seconds. It came back to a half a second, then back up to a full second. But the whole time, like the order was all the same, not a lot of movement. And it's indicative of that track because it is a tough track to pass on, and we consistently have been racing for so long together that our skill level is becoming more matched. So, you really got to find your windows. And again, consistency is key. If you screw up anything, especially what time of the race you screw it up, I mean, you could drop down like I did from first place all the way back down to 8th place and soon to be later than that. So I don't mind the track.
Well, I hate it, but the dynamic was totally different. So, like, as soon as we got done with qualifying, and I don't know if a lot of other teams maybe practice this. I know I certainly did it. I don't believe it was a transition from the comms. So I immediately after qualifying went done, and it was like, okay, everybody go to your team comms, and then I was like, fuck, there's a panic button. I got which button do I click? I was like, I got to get over here. I was like, get over here. I was like, Siam was going to run his pit crew as was Mr. Fish for me. And I was like, I know they're on there, but I can't find them. And I was like, oh shit. And then I started thinking, I was like, I don't know when they're going to start.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was going. And I got in. I was like, hey, you guys okay? Yeah, okay. All right, great. And we're kind of talking through things. And all of a sudden, 9, 8. So, I was like, okay, this is different. And you race, and it was kind of similar to the race that we did. It wasn't a Sunday Cup, but it was one of those feature
It was
races,
the
red, blue, the
green versus purple.
Yeah, green, purple.
Yeah, the one. Yeah,
which was interesting.
Team versus team.
Team versus team. It was interesting. And so you kind of had that same dynamic there. And it was nice to be able to talk with your teammates because Siam and Fish were running on the back side of things, calculating fuel. They were having me make fuel calls. They were calculating things. And then...
so essentially, Preston could have logged onto the... done all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Danny could have been sneezing in the background. And so
she's busy judging his shit time.
She's judging him hard. So so it was like, this throughout the race we were calculating things, and that was really neat, and you could really kind of focus on the driving. And then it got to trying to recalculate and re-gear yourself as to with the fuel and the tire wear changes, which were totally different. And, this is basically, I think everybody did a one-stop race.
Yeah.
And trying to then calculate, we were like, okay, well, how much fuel do we put in the car?
The full tank, apparently.
Yeah. So I put too much. You put too much.
I filled the tank.
You filled it? Okay, you're just not taking.
Well,
chances.
you
didn't have anybody to talk
Well,
to.
I had no one to talk to. Again, I think I said it. I was on like 3 hours of sleep. But besides all that, I'm so used
Typical
to
race car excuses. Typical race car driver excuses. I was on 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, go ahead.
It is true. But it really came down to every single race we've ever done has always been the first pit, you fill the tank.
That's true. That is true.
My mind for 1 second that I should pay attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I pulled first coming into the pits on the I pitted on 18. So halfway through 18, I'm like, what do the pits look like here at Interlagos? And I'm like, I think there's a kink to it. And then I start thinking about a topless, and I'm like, is it that bad of one, or is that? So I'm going through my head trying to picture the pit area and the entrance on getting into it. I'm like, can I fly into it like Laguna, or do I actually have to drive it like Bathurst?
Right.
And you have to drive it, obviously, but I went a slower than I probably should have had I really did anything but put some laps to it. But then when I got in there, I was like, what safety car are we on? Like, I was so confused because, like, nobody's reminding anybody. Well, because I'm by myself. Like, I say I'm by myself, but I think Nismo was in my chat because I kept the party chat up. I think Coma was in there, but nobody was talking. Like, literally nobody was talking. And so I'm like, crap, when is the safety car? So I see it's 21, and I'm like, I could have made it to 19. Why did I pit on 18? Like, I could have made... So my brain was just like, move the car down the track. And it wasn't until I got back out on track, made my first out lap, and I come back, and Nismo and Coma pop out in front of me. And I'm like, oh, God, crap. And then I was so deflated after that because, you know, half the race already, I was able to maintain first. And then brain farts over here. Ended up in God knows wherever I ended up.
So and same thing. I was like, and fortunately, I had CM and Fish both. They were both tracking these things, and they were giving me very good calls. Well done, guys. Because I would have been totally lost without that help, and we went all the way to the safety car lap to pit. Everybody
so you
else
pit on 21.
Yeah, everybody else went in on 19.
18 and 19.
18 and 19. And CM and Fish both said, you know, you've got enough to go to 21, go to 21. And so I went to 21, and that's where the safety car had the issue. And I was coming
you got
down
lucky.
the hill. And so I was like, and they're like, the safety car is going to pick you up at the bottom of the hill. And I was like, okay, perfect. I mean, they're making perfect calls, like both of those guys. And there I come down the bottom of the hill, and I see the safety car in the curve. I was like, I see him. Perfect. He's going to pick me up right there. And then he stops. And I was like, well, he's back there. And they're like, I don't know, that's his problem. Keep going. So I was like, okay. So I just stayed at 60 to 70, and I just kept driving. And I was watching in the rearview mirror, and I was like, he's going to catch up and pass me and pick me up here in a second. And he never did. And so I just kept driving.
I mean, as you should have. It wasn't until I was behind, and Saito was in my chat, and I announced, I was like, hey, all of us are getting, you know, we're about 2 turns away, and all that, knowing where you were, but he popped out in front of you.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And then we caught up to him, and I saw Nismo was 2nd place, Coma 3rd, me 4th. And I was like,
Who's won?
Who's won? I look up, it says Mercury. I look back at the mini map, and I see you like on the other side of the track. I'm like, crap. I was like, I mean, you know, it's the first time doing it, so there's going to be a little snafus here and there. So, I mean, I guess the question is, comms-wise, do you like it better?
I think I want to see guys leave comments below for the ones that raced. So tell us whether this is the first time we tried it.
Don't leave them in YouTube, because no one checks the comments in YouTube. That's his job. And
I don't do it. Not religiously.
No, never.
I mean, occasionally. But yeah, give us some feedback within the Discord. Tell us whether you love it, hate it. You know, We're not changing it for this season. I mean, we're going to
No,
still
we're
go
not,
with it.
but
But, you know, I mean, at any rate, we'll know whether you loved it or hate it. There was some kinks to work out, I think, with it. But overall, you know, personally, I find where if you can get your team, where you can get your teammates to help you,
Yeah.
it's advantageous.
So they were watching a Webo stream, right?
Correct.
And then giving you feedback.
Which you also have a delay to deal with.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the delay?
About 4 or 5 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. So really, in all honesty, they were going off of my calls at the
Yeah.
line.
I wonder how many teams were incorporating their other teammates.
I don't know.
Or if it was just the GTD Pro guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting because you don't have that ability. You don't have that ability of communication where we're used to a lot of communication between everybody. You don't have it.
Right.
So it does change that dynamic quite a bit.
Yeah, no. And then I'm practicing with Preston, and I'm
In between his 20 minutes.
well, thankfully. And who knows, maybe he's racing.
I
the
bet
same
he's
way.
on to 20 minutes. I mean, he could easily
He
run
could
control.
be on the can, just
Yeah.
Anyway, so practicing with Preston and a couple other people, and I'm on controller. I was in a hotel, and so I was like, well, at least I can jump on and see if I can't give any pointers. So I'm giving some pointers to Preston. This isn't me picking on him, but he admits, hey, I struggle with listening to your directives very short order as a turn is coming of what you're asking me to do, like, you know. And so I asked him, like, hey, do you prefer talking during the race, or do you like what do you, he's like, it really just, I want to focus on racing, so I prefer not to talk. So pretty much how Sunday went is how my races are going to go, is it's just going to be quiet.
It's quiet, which is funny because
Which is fine, but-
We worked out like it was great. Like I think if there was anybody that CM could be a crew chief.
Larry said that in action in their ACC league at Nürburgring when they were going through that accident that they got through. But yeah, Larry even commented on that. And that's, you know, what if this turns into like next season, you know, we draft based on not their racing abilities, but their ability to give you live information that helps your race out. That would be
interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting because the calls, his calls were great. Fish was running mathematics on the back end. You know, I was like, this is actually really cool. If we fine tune it throughout the season, this is really going to help.
Yeah.
The difficult part is that you don't have any kind of communication there with the stewards or anything, and if anything goes awry, you really don't have any kind of calls. We did miss our fuel calculation by about 10%. We overfueled by a couple laps, but you know it's not a big deal. I actually put the car in pretty good position for a decent finish, and then I screwed it up.
Well,
So.
yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment. So when Silo is at the house, a couple races in the past, I'll ask him, how many laps can I get with 16 minutes left? And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, how many laps can I get at 16 minutes? Look at my splits. He's like, well, what splits you doing? I'm arguing with him, right? I'm trying to race. And by the time I'm like, whatever, screw it. I'll figure it out in my head. And he's still chatting. And I'm like, so kudos to you and your team for clicking on that level.
Well done, guys.
I am curious to see if other teams were doing the same thing, or if they jump into that aspect of the whole team helping out.
I want to know what Zen's team did. Zen has like out, right?
Well, because
Do you even need a team if you got
no, you probably don't. But but with what you were on his team. What was the last season, right?
Yeah.
And he was always asking you where your fuel was.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
always
asking what was going on.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out what lap you're on.
Yeah.
and it's like, where are we at? But where now Zen can literally just, you know, pass it off to somebody else and be like, read this over to me. So he can just focus on his race rather than trying to pit strat and all that stuff with you or whoever.
Ironically, I think that this current configuration, having your team as crew chiefs, actually it's the VR guys more than it does the others. Because the one downside to VR is you don't have the ability of any external viewing or anything other than outside the VR system. Whereas now all that can be supplied by somebody through comms.
Yeah. It's a shame that we can't get more people into the lobby to just view
Yeah.
the race. Like,
Yeah, like 40 people, and then your
Yeah.
teammates can view the race.
I
Literally.
mean, at that point, they'll be racing with us.
They probably would be.
So I would ask you, well, first, comms wise, it sounds like it's going well. And a couple people clipped over back to the regular chat. It seemed like people enjoyed it. I think it's still, we're gonna have to get used to racing without talking, racing without being I'm on your right, I'm on your left. It's gonna take a whole nother dynamic into it, because you'll see during the stream, me and Coma bumped a little bit. He got sideways. Apologies, Coma. But in most cases, obviously, I would have said, "Hey, I'm on your inside." And I don't know if I think he knew I was on his inside, but exactly where, we were not able to talk through it. So I was trusting in where he was trusting in where I was. We just converged in a weird way, and it didn't work out. So I think, that's going to be the hard part this season is the racing is so tight that the windows that used to be there based audibly on you explaining your position, you have to take it fair and square and without causing any issues. So
That's right.
that is what it is. I would ask you how your car is, and if you like your selection, but this is your fourth time driving it?
Yeah, fourth or fifth. I like it.
We know.
It's well broken in.
We also know. How many miles are on it, do you know?
I don't know, like 35, 4,000 something.
I think I have that on the Porsche.
It's quite a bit. Yeah. It's the AMG is great. The downforce factor that we're now using changes
change
the
it?
dynamics. Yeah, I maxed it.
Did you? I didn't touch it.
I maxed it. It was killing me on the straights, just that one straightaway there at the front. But other than that, I could gain through the turns on. I spent a lot of time at the beginning through behind Chaotica, and I was gaining on him a lot through the turns. He would lose me in the straight, but it did significantly improve it, and then coupled that with changing the brake bias around a little bit. I prefer being in a front engine, rear wheel drive car. I like that much better.
Specifically that car.
Specifically that car or the Corvette. I would have been happy with that one. But I like the car. Everything really kind of clicked pretty well for the race. I made a mistake at the end, and I kind of hit Berman. I think it was Berman. I want to say it was Berman. And I clipped him and I held up for him. I don't know where he went. I couldn't see him. It was dark. I thought I let him go by. I think it must have been you. Yeah. Or maybe it was Chaotica.
Well, you guys were already kind of sideways when we came screaming through.
And so, I lost those positions there. But I mean, we had a really good strategy. I had the most fuel and the freshest tires of the field. At the time as we were coming to the end, and there was a lot of guys I feel like they were fuel saving towards the end. I think
was not.
You were not.
I had plenty to give.
But there were several guys that were fuel saving there at the end. I feel like, and some of them had worn their tires down quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we were gaining on some people. We were in a good position to actually achieve a top 5 if I hadn't screwed up. So. Again, my team did a good job. CM and Fish both, I screwed it up. That ended up where we were at, which is not.
Hey, it's first race. You get a drop. You'll fine.
It'd be all right. It'd be good.
And I saw you pass me when I went off, and then I was like, "Damn it!"
See, that's the other thing. I don't know what everybody's car is anymore because everybody's got new livery, so I don't know who's who anymore. So that was difficult. I didn't expect you to be right there, pretty much 1 or 2 in front of me, however many you were.
Yeah, like I said, it unraveled pretty quick. First, the car itself. Nobody has selected the NSX in any of our races at all, and so we tested it. Whether it was from recent updates, whether it's a little bit of a different car now, I don't know. It definitely was not our top pick going into it. We also had the last pick during the draft. But the good thing about the car, it feels super quick. The times don't always reflect that, but it was super quick. It does drink a little bit of the fuel. It likes to live in the high RPMs like the Lambo. But you can get on the throttle substantially early. It's got great grip on it, turn exit. So, like turn 9, you come into that high speed right hander going uphill.
Okay.
And then you have that very slow right hand. Then you have the switchback left hand, then the right hand going back towards the straight. Turn 9, I believe it is that first left one that's really just dead slow.
Yeah. Hate that turn.
Right, but that one, like, I could get on the gas before the apex and just throttle out almost every single time without losing the rear end. It kind of just oversteered itself, corrected it, and it was, boom, good to go. And once I kind of learned that, I also dialed back. I always run TC2, and I dialed it back to TC1. I had a couple little squirrely issues, but I think that was more just getting used to the car and then tire management, which I think is going to be a bigger deal this season. I know the strategies as far as fuel management are going to be a little bit different, not as critical. I think it's going to be easier to find our pits, but I think the tough part is going to be the tire management. Who can get the most out of their tires over that long stint? Are you going to be dead, or are you going to be able to really still maintain and compete? I think that's going to be the thing. Of the first race was, how are my tires doing? Like, I tried to pay attention to that. If I heard squealing, I calmed it down a little bit. I was behind Coma, and I heard his just squealing. So I'm just like, hey, just keep it easy, all that. So the car felt strong. Obviously, I was able to get pole with it. I think I had 3/10 on second. So, I mean, the car was strong for that track. It rotates great. I don't know how it'll be at Fuji, but it did feel like a very, very strong car. And then it just unraveled with my pit strategy, and then a pass that didn't go well, and then I got bumped off the track, and then I was in Larry's dirty air and ended up off track with a 1 second penalty, and it was just like all that happened the last quarter of the race, and it was like literally first place, wherever.
Yeah. Yeah. First race this season is always one that's challenging. It's always one that, everybody's getting used to their new car. They're getting used to new teammates. They're getting used to, a new set of tracks. It's just everything. It's always a difficult race and challenging for everybody. So now that the first one's out of the way, we can talk about the finishing order of where we're at. Who
did you race with most of this race, though?
I spent a lot of time behind Chaotica for the first, mostly the first half. I mean, CM again was giving me great calls. He was like, look, just saddle in there behind Chaotica and just cruise. He's like, and he was giving me calls about time losses of the leaders who were fighting. And he was like, you and Chaotica are moving up at 2.5, 1.5 intervals. And he's like, just saddle in with him and just ride with him. And so that's what I did. I didn't want to get around him. I was like, okay, we can make this work. And we were gaining. And he was telling me when the fights were happening. He's like, Larry's fighting with so-and-so and yada, yada. But I spent about half the race behind Chaotica the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some good battles. Again, at the beginning, I think everyone was just, like we said, settling in and just conga lined in with the car in front of them. But then towards the end there, it got a little tricky. And I know there was one instance after I served my 1 second penalty that Floody and Berman come flying up on me, and we were going into turn 1 pretty much 3 wide, which is dumb. So
you talking about safety car restart?
No. This was after I served my penalty. I was fine, had to serve my penalty, and the two of them caught up because, I mean, you lose probably close to 2 seconds on that straight serving a penalty, especially a 1 second one. Probably
uphill.
More than that, yeah. So that made it difficult. We were missing Glovis's race. Cam, screw them, they're on a cruise. It felt awful for Preston because he lost power, he lost internet, got power, never had internet. Yeah. So I felt pretty bad for him for that. But mainly for me, race with Coma for probably the most of it. Saw Don't Need Time for a little bit. Larry and Zen, I caught their bumpers as they flew by me as I was sideways. That's pretty much how it went for me. Arcane had his first race with GTD Pro,
Yeah.
and curious to see how that went. He jumped back into the chat
Hmm.
and was like, "All right, I have some work to do," which
He
I
was,
respect.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was behind me for the time when I was following Chaotica, and he was behind me, and he wasn't behind me by much. And it was really more just he just kind of cruising. I don't know what he was at back there. His intentions were, but yeah, it felt like we were just kind of cruising. The safety car restart was nuts. For me anyway. I mean, I ended up multiple times 3 wide. I was 3 wide after the little short shoot straightaway as you come out of the little first curves and going into that left-hander downhill.
Yeah.
We were 3 wide in there, bumping and banging. Nobody got pushed out, I don't think. I made positions and then somehow I lost the exact number of positions that I made. So I ended up, Siam was like, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't lose anything, so
There you
that's
go.
okay.
Net zero.
Net zero. Okay, that was a lot to gain nothing. But it was chaotic. I mean, just that restart was nuts. A lot of fun though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody kept it pretty clean, all things considered, considering it's Interlagos and first race of the season, and
Yeah. No, for sure. So, yeah, it was good to see everyone out there. We missed it. I missed it. It was a long
good to be
break.
back.
It was too long of a break.
it was a lot
Too long
longer
of a
than
break.
normal.
So,
Well, let's talk about the leaderboard. So, with GTD Pro, after round one, Nismo is first with 20 points. Larry is second with 15 points. Zen is third with 13 points. So there is your podium finishers, obviously. Fourth, Komakopa with 11. Fifth, Floody with 10. Junkai 6 with fastest lap and 9. Good job there, fastest lap. Did you do that on? Did you
that
on
was
mediums?
that was on mediums.
Mediums. Okay, good job. Chaotica also tied for 7th with 9. Don't Need Time 8th with 7. I am 9th, Arcane 10th, and Berman 11th. Below relegation line, which at this point means absolutely nothing at all, is Glovis, Camzilla, the 2 cruisers, and Preston, who was on the bog. So,
On
Probably.
the bog is correct.
probably.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
our race was fun.
Yep.
However,
It wasn't the only race.
GTD was pretty badass.
Yeah.
So I had very limited window this weekend because back on the road again, and I had to get the yard cut and whatever. But so popped on YouTube, jumped on the mower, listening to Webbo instead of being able to
so
watch
you didn't captain for your guys. You expect them to captain to you, and you go out and mow the grass?
I had to. I had to cut the grass.
I at least tried. I was having modem issues, and I did help my team out for the first half.
Well, what you'll see is they probably didn't need me.
My team didn't need me either.
I'm glad we bring such fruitful knowledge to everybody.
Fish was second, and Siam was fourth. I was like, yeah, you guys got this.
I had to cut the grass. We had rain coming in. I'm not giving you all the excuses. Gotta save it for
Okay.
another day. But I did listen to it, and on the mower, I actually stopped under a tree. I got tapping on the window because someone busted me sitting on the mower. Mower turned off. I think I had my feet kicked up too, and I was actually watching it at the end because of how the end finished.
Oh, that was amazing.
Right.
Amazing.
All right, so we were missing a couple of drivers from this one. We were missing Dirksey. We're missing Saito, so hopefully they come back for the next race. I think Dirksey may actually miss the next race as well. But then after that, he'll be back, which he's worth it. So we're going to hang on to him. But yeah, just on my end, listening to it, and then I ended up going back and watching it. It was great to see Huge Jar back in the field, Oz back in the field, all our return drivers come back, and again, getting back at it. That was just icing on the cake in my team aspect of seeing what they were able to do. You know.
Yeah, for sure. It was and I tried to help my team out. I had
Sounds like it.
Fish and Siam, and they did really well. Both of them qualied well. Started out up front. Siam had a bit of an issue with his tires. It did the default thing, so it defaulted him back to. He started the race. I forget which way. He started on hards.
Okay, when he should
and
have been on
everybody
mediums.
should have been on mediums.
Yeah.
And it defaulted him back. So we tried to work through that. It cost him quite a bit by the end. But and Mr. Fish was up front running. He was up in the top 3 pretty much the entire time. He was battling with Bong It quite a bit. And I tried to help them out with their fuel calcs and everything, and then the cable guy showed up and I had to have some internet things done, so I had to log out, and I didn't get to catch the end live. I had to go back and rewatch the end.
Dude, the ending was badass.
It was badass, yeah. Well done, Bong It. That's all I can say. That was
and it was
it was clean.
It was clean, but it was a fight.
It was a fight, yeah.
Yeah, it was a fight. That last lap, that last turn, and I think Izzy looked in the rear view probably too late and saw that Bongit had a hell of a run, was able to get to the inside quick, and by the time Izzy moved down, he was already alongside his door.
Yeah,
and it was just too late at that point. And I mean, again, kudos to both of them. That's what it's about. Yeah, maybe taking second. It's better to take first, but still to finish in that manner is just awesome. I mean, Don't Need Time and myself went down to the wire, down to the line. He was like literally coming up on my yards. He would have had me, you know. But to watch that with those guys just going back and forth and just the anticipation, because Bongit came out on hard tires, and I think he either pit earlier. But the question was he going to be able to maintain the hards? Because he did exactly the same thing what Siam did. He put mediums on first, then went to hards. And the same thing there, like, am I going to be able to make it? And he made it work. The tires lasted longer. And that's the cool part about the new dynamic. I don't know if it's something or if it was just this race, but do you get later in race on hard tires than you do on medium tires that are spent?
Well, in this case, I think that it worked out because you had
he took first.
He took first, but you had the temperature drop.
My boy, yeah.
You know, so it goes
That's true.
dark,
Yeah.
and so you got a little bit longer on that with tire wear, tire temperatures and such. So, there's a lot of dynamics with this particular round and this track and. Well, next track we're gonna have rain, aren't we? Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, there's 4 tiles in case we missed that. There's randomly selected either. I think the guys might have questions about it. They were
put it in Discord.
Yeah,
you got questions about the rain race? Put it in Discord.
There's 4 tiles though, but we'll randomly select those. We'll get around to letting you know when that is. Just ask Junkai; he'll be around.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, just ask me. I'll be around. I'll get to it at some point. With everyone's stupid memes and gifs of I'm just waiting, I'm waiting, and then they put an obituary up with my name on it.
I know,
and not only that,
now you're dead.
He predates me to like 1946 or something or 54. God,
I was born in World War II.
Apparently, I fought in it as well. So no, I was proud of Bongit. Again, he was my only teammate that was there this weekend. But he showed up. He showed up hard, man. He got back onto our chat and he's like, "I love this car. Like, I'm so excited for this car." And again, we always knew it was going to be strong at this track just because of the amount of turns and how it's a slower track. It's just a matter of what it does the rest of the season. But again, kudos to him. He had a hell of a season last season. I was on his team last season. And so good to see him get that win.
So your teammate, let's talk about the leaderboard. So GTD So Bong It, he is your teammate on what y'all crazy chickens or something? Is that what
We
y'all
are Team Pollo Loco.
the crazy chickens. All right,
Crazy chickens.
the crazy
and everyone's
chickens.
got different chicken liveries.
Oh Lordy.
Do you know
All right.
Webbo's never eaten at Chick-fil-A?
Or do they have Chick-fil-A in wherever he's from?
Evidently not.
In the EU? Where's he from? England?
They don't have Chick-fil-A.
From London? Do they not have it?
They don't have
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
We need to send him a Chick-fil-A. Can you send food internationally? Probably not. All right, so Bongit was first with 21 points and fastest lap. So your teammate really came through in the clutch there. Both you guys had the fastest lap. All right, well done, Team Honda. Second was Izzy with 15 points. 3, Mr. Fish, my teammate, with 13. Those guys are currently, this again means absolutely nothing at this point, are above the promotion line. Dollars per win in 4th. Osmanian Devil in 5th. Creamy with 9 points in 6th. That's a new driver. Huge Jar. It was you know, Webbo, did you notice he had to catch himself a couple times with his name? Okay, all right, yeah. He was like Creamy, I got to be careful with that one.
I know.
And then when he was right before the Huge Jar, so Creamy Huge Jar. So Huge Jar was 7th with 8 points. Jim with 7 points. 9th, Sully with 6. 10th, Thrasher. 11th, Siam. And 12th, Kuraskai. Not racing this weekend was Dirksey and Saito. So there is your GTD leaderboard. And as we're talking about GTD, let's talk about teams. So because of those two results of those two teams, where are we at? We are at Team Wunderfort. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I'm trying to be eclectic. I don't know. 39 points with the Audis. Team NASCAR with 35 points in second. The Crazy Chickens in third with 30 points, followed by Sony with 25, tied with Predator Racing Team. I like that name. That's a cool racing name. With also 25 points. Team Builder Racer with 24, and my team 404 Motorsports with 23. So nobody's out of the hunt yet. We got a long way to go. This is just round 1 of what will be 7, so plenty of change up in the leaderboards and team placings to go. So,
Any liveries stand out that you liked, not of your own team? Although I did like the music route you guys went.
yeah, that was all.
You were
Gloves.
in Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah,
Do you know who that is?
yeah. I like Rage Against the Machine.
Name a song.
Oh, there goes. What is it?
You tell
yeah.
me.
Yeah, I can't name a song. I can think of it if I heard it.
Killing in the Name.
I don't know. that song.
Bulls on Parade.
I don't know. I would know it if I heard it. I don't listen enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Talk radio in a Lemon's car.
yeah, that's right. So yeah, you know, Glovis designed the liveries, and this past weekend was bands that have broken up. So our next livery. Will
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Glovis wasn't here, so it was just my car, and then both Siam and Mr. Fish were in the Daft Punk car.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, yes. However, next weekend we're going to be in something different. So,
Well, of course, you're in Glovis. Well,
Yeah.
I'll be in the same Chick-fil-A car probably the rest of the season.
Oh, okay.
Unless we get bought out by, like, McDonald's or something.
Chick-fil-A would never get bought out by McDonald's. McDonald's could never afford to buy out Chick-fil-A. Not to mention, if McDonald's bought Chick-fil-A, they would ruin Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is by far the best, most successful, perfect fast food restaurant in the face of the planet ever has seen.
I think that's Webbo's problem with it. It's fast food. It's not a restaurant.
Well, I call it the Lord's Chicken.
The Lord's chicken. Mm-hmm. When's the last time you talked to the Lord? Anyway, so moving on. Moving on to GTD Sport.
GTD Sport.
Yeah. So
Right.
we were missing a previous driver, Vic. Vic is out living his best life, and a career goal for him to try something new. So happy for him, obviously, but happy for him with getting one of those kind of dream jobs and getting your hand in something. So excited to hear how he turns back with that. He hits us up every once in a while. I'm sure he does everyone else too.
He'll be watching.
Yeah, no, for sure. So when he does come back, he and I have already talked about how we're gonna slide him in. So we'll be fine with that. But we didn't have a full lobby for GTD Sport this race. I think we were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers short. We've got 5 that are listed with Manor Barney, Johnny Snakes, Show's Daddy. Show's Daddy?
A lot of guys
Show's
like the word cream.
Yeah, Show's Daddy joined after the race, so hopefully that individual will join for the next race. Yeah, we do have a lot of cream names.
A lot of creamy guys.
Really? Fucking creamy guys. God, Lord. Anyway, I don't even know where to go with that. Just
Hit the leaderboard.
Just hit the leaderboard.
All right. First, part of 404 Motorsports. Well done, Texas. 20 points. Second, Face getting fastest lap, racking up 16. Third, Roy Mustang. Who drove for Roy Mustang? Was it him or his son this weekend?
I don't know. I don't know if I saw it in Discord on who took the wheel. Maybe it was both of them. Maybe it was
both
just one. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Roy Mustang, let us know in the Discord. Let us know which one of you. Either way, whichever way it was, well done on third.
We should give him 2 driving numbers.
We should. We should be like Roy Mustang 08 and then Roy Mustang like 04 since he's like half.
No, like his driver number, like on the car.
Oh, you mean like separate?
Yeah, no, he's not going to change his livery mid-race, but if his son is driving, then he runs that livery with his son's number.
Oh yeah, he could do that. Yeah. It would take
Anyway.
away. It would take away points. He's trying to maximize points. That's his objective here. He's got 2 drivers for 1 car. He's like a NASCAR team. He's raising up the next generation of Roy Mustangs.
That's fine.
Roy Mustang, congratulations. Whichever one of you it was, well done on your third place. Maybe it's both of you. Congratulations, both of you. Priest, 69, is in 4th.
He's on my team.
He is on your team. He's a crazy chicken.
He rolls.
He rock Bojangles?
He did rock
okay.
Bojangles.
Right. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Young one in 5th. Cookies and Cream in 6th. DD214 Gaming. He's another one of your teammates.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, he got racked up 8 points there in 7th. And Goodwill Hunter in 8th with 1 point. What is that correct? That is not correct.
No, that's going to be 7
That's
points.
going to be 7 points. Yes, Goodwill Hunter, you actually got 7 points. We don't know why it says 1. But
We will fix
anyway,
that.
We'll fix that.
We'll fix that.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
So GTD Sport. Sometimes in life we have to have critical conversations. This is going to be one of those moments. I didn't prep you for this.
You don't ever.
I mean, you and your creamy talk. Why would I? Went back and watched a little bit, and you guys got some bumping and grinding going on. And maybe it's first race jitters. Maybe it's the lack of comms. And I'll say this for GTD Sport: if you guys don't care for the comms setup, like you would like to be able to talk amongst yourselves and everything, no, because what we're doing for one, we don't have to do for all. But if that would help, let us know. Not that it was chaotic or anything like that, but would definitely like to see. Hopefully, it's just first race jitters, and that you guys start to feel the cars out a lot better and everything like that. And if you think comms would help, let us know, because we'd be happy to discuss that internally and see if that'll help a little bit with just awareness of where other cars are on the track. Yeah. Nonetheless, glad to see you out there, and glad to see my teammates doing well as they did.
Yeah, and And it could be a lot of it too, is that we, especially in pro, are very accustomed to racing around
Each other. Yeah.
And these guys may have not spent a lot of time racing around each other. Again, yeah, if you guys feel like as a whole you want comms back between each other, certainly we can facilitate that.
By end of season though, there won't be any problems.
No, it won't be an issue.
No.
Y'all work it out.
Damn straight. Well, Tex has been with us for a while, man, and he's consistently on top. Face Roy Mustang again. I want to know who finished we need to find out who finished that race.
Yeah, because you weren't there for the Porsche race, but Roy Mustang's son ran, and I believe he finished third in the Porsches, and he was up in top 3 the whole day. Kid was picking them up and putting them down.
We're gonna have some issues.
when he figures out how everything really works, we're in trouble. Yeah. So, well done, guys.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let us know what you guys need. Happy to help wherever we can, and hopefully we'll fill this lobby up for you. That's our main goal, is get some more people on the track. So we're going to give everyone another week to show up. After that, we will have some private conversations with some drivers and see if they're dedicated. If not, we'll fill some teams up, move some stuff around, make sure everyone gets the same attention and everyone's on a team, has a captain. Because like we talked about last season, we're going big next season. Everybody's combining. We're going to have full 3 leagues under one umbrella. And that's going to be
crazy. So next track is Fuji. Get your practice in.
Get your rain tires.
It's gonna be rain tires because I don't know if we mentioned this, but it's 4 tiles. They're gonna be in the middle. We'll have to announce that what tiles they're gonna be. We haven't said yet what they'll be. We'll spin the wheel and we'll let everybody know.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to keep them waiting in the Discord or anything, but when we get around to it, we'll figure it out and we're gonna let you know what those tiles will be. But it's gonna be the 4 in the middle will be rain, so get rain tires. And
except for Floody, who
just run
soft
softs. just run soft racing. You'll be fine. It'll work out totally cool. And
Poor
I think
guy.
it was at Fuji one.
No, it was at Atopolis.
It was at Topless.
Yeah,
and it was at Topless. Yeah.
He was trying to get those tires on, thinking it would last.
Yeah.
And he just spun and spun.
Yeah.
And spun and spun.
Everybody's passing me. He's like, "Don't mind me. I'm just trying to get on track."
Just leave me alone. I don't know what I'm doing back here.
All right, so guys, everybody practice up for Fuji. We will see you for round 2 of GTD World Pro Sport and all the things.
It's 12:15 in the morning.
It's 12:15 in the morning. Got a late start, late dinner. So
I don't have to work tomorrow though. So.
Or
Oh, it's like that. Got it.
yeah. All right. See you guys next week.
Deuces.
Bye.